Things are getting bad and they're getting bad fast. If you don't want to believe me or take my word for it, that's cool. But take a look at this. This is an unmitigated disaster for Nico and his advisors. If everything I've just showed you wasn't bad enough, unfortunately for Mr. Nico, it gets worse. Bro going to a worse program with a pay cut. Yeah, I don't know how to say this nicely. There's no sugarcoating it. He's cooked. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you had a great Tuesday. Hope all of you having a great Tuesday night. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, we have some huge, I'm talking about huge news involving, guess who? Mr. Nico Iamaleava. He's the talk of the town and you know why, but guess what? Things just got bad. And I mean bad for him. Oh yeah, by the way, 3 videos one day. Can I get a nice little golf clap in the comment section? Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Man. 3 videos one day. Feels like we're in the midst of college football season, but we're not. I love it, man. I love it. I'm just extremely grateful and honored that you guys like watching these videos as much as I enjoy making them. I rarely say this in the videos. Should be saying it more. I rarely say this in a video. I feel like it goes without being said because you guys are probably like me. If you like a channel, you're going to subscribe to it. But if you do like college football content, consider joining our community. We'd love to have you here. I have one question before we get going. I just looked at the comment section on the recent video about the transfer portal stuff. Why is this the top comment? Matt be bald. Serious question. Do I need to bring the strike system out of retirement? I'll do it. Just let me know. I don't even understand why he wrote this. I thought we were done with this months ago. And secondly, it's a complete lie. Everybody knows I got a full head of hair. Not even going to go on a rant or anything like that. I'll leave you with this. You comment Matt be bald from here on out, you're getting a strike. I don't care who you are. I don't want to see any more of those comments. And due to that being the top like comment, y'all think y'all are funny or not? Well, how about this? We're not reading any more comments. So way to go. You ruined it for everybody else. Let's lock in. Let's get down to business. We got to talk about Mr. Iamaleava. Do you want the run through? Well, too bad. I'm not going to give it to you. It's not fair to everybody that's been watching on the videos and is caught up to speed. If you want to know what has led us up until this point, you got to check on the recent videos. They're on the channel, free to watch. Where we last left off with Mr. Nico was, ironically enough, earlier today in the afternoon. Reports were coming out yesterday that it was looking like North Carolina. They were the front runner. However, it is now being reported they're out. They're not interested. I think I said this earlier. I'm just going to piggyback off of it. I never understood the North Carolina one. Didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Somebody wrote a perfect comment. I hope I can find it again. Bill Belichick didn't even want to pay Tom Brady. What makes you think he's going to pay Nico Iamaleava? Come on, man. And here's another thing. It's not even like he's worth the $4 million. Who would be worth $4 million? A Tim Tebow? A Cam Newton? Jai Manziel? If you got to ask me, Iamaleava's worth maybe at max $400K. That's just me. Don't get twisted. He's not a bad quarterback. I don't care what any Tennessee fan tries to tell you. I just don't think he's I guess I'd say outstanding. That is where we left off. UNC, North Kakalaki, Carolina, whatever you want to call them, they're out. So you can cross them off, and that now leaves, at the time, what we thought were 2 teams. UCLA and Tulane. Not great football teams, but that really is besides the point because it's obvious that's not his main priority. His main priority is money, like Mr. Krabs off of SpongeBob. Money, 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 money. A few hours ago, it was reported, and it's the main reason I'm making this video. I'll read it off word for word. News. Tulane is pulling out a Tennessee transfer quarterback Nico Iamaleava's portal recruitment. Whew. That's not a good thing. That now leaves 1 team left, I guess, because I don't even know what the connection is there. UCLA. Things are getting bad and they're getting bad fast. If you don't want to believe me or take my word for it, that's cool. But take a look at this. This is an unmitigated disaster for Nico and his advisors. Let's read off this comment. I noticed it's got quite a bit of likes. Nico got $2.4 million to play at a top 10 college football program. He was guaranteed at least 10 or 11 games on national TV. He received coaching from one of the top offensive minds in college football. He received world-class nutrition and physical training. He got a free education worth over $100,000 at one of the best schools in the country. He left because his father and agent convinced him he was worth more. Dumbest move I've ever seen by a college football player ever. Can't argue with that. Great comment, and yeah, it's not I'll put it to you like this, the smartest move I've ever seen. Like I said, I'm standing 10 toes down on this. I'm not going to fault him too much for trying to get a better opportunity. There's many more worse things you can do in this life than transfer away from Tennessee. Where I'm going at with that is, it's not like he's a criminal or he's breaking the law or anything like that. It's just a business decision. If you gotta ask me, a not so great one at that. The part of all this that baffles me the most is, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, for the sake of this video, he goes to UCLA. I don't care who UCLA gets in the portal. They're not going to be as good as Tennessee. But more importantly, their offensive line isn't going to be as good as Tennessee's. Which means Nico's game is going to suffer. I don't care if you're Tom Brady. You saw the Buccaneers that one year. If you don't have a good O-line, you're not going to have a good season as a quarterback. Not going to happen. Or you can have a good season, but you get the point I'm trying to get across. It wouldn't be as good as if you had a 5-star or a top-tier offensive line. It's really confusing. Not the money thing, but leaving this situation for another one. You're not going to find a better situation than being the starting quarterback at Tennessee in that Josh Heupel offense and system. Not going to happen. What's a good example so I can put this in better perspective so we can relate even more? How about this? I think this is a good one. This would be the equivalent to Steph Curry leaving the Warriors to go to the Charlotte Hornets because the Hornets are going to give him $10 million more per year. Yeah, you're going to get more money, but you're not going to compete for a championship. At least when you're with the Warriors, you're at a good franchise that has won multiple championships, and you got some good players around you. The Charlotte Hornets, they suck. They've sucked forever, and they're more likely going to continue to suck because it's just a terrible organization. It is going to be rare to see another athlete at the professional or collegiate level leave a situation this great ever again. We'll touch more on that in just a second. We got to get a move on because there's more to talk about outside of Tulane dropping out of this race. To go on top of all of this, it's being reported that Tulane, and I'm going to read this off word for word, put together an impressive offer, but too much back and forth between Nico's camp and the coaching staff. Tulane wanted to get a deal done quickly. The dad is LeVar Ball without the charm. Whew. What about that? If everything I've just showed you wasn't bad enough, unfortunately for Mr. Nico, it gets worse. It is being reported that multiple schools are waiting to see if Tennessee transfer quarterback Nico Iamaleava's NIL demands drop in the coming days, Pete Nico's reports. Continuing along, multiple programs are ready to become contenders if he is open to a deal closer to $1 million. What? Reminder, and you know what I'm about to say next. He turned down $2.5 million to stay at Tennessee. And now it's looking like he may get a deal around the $1 million area. Yeah, that's crazy. Nah, you gotta chill. That's not nearly enough to cover Big Nick's eating habits. That has to be all-time worst agent. Let's stick around till spring when every SEC school is ineligible for our services and every other school just wrapped up spring practice with their quarterback for the fall. Yeah, I mean, none of it makes sense. Bro going to a worse program with a pay cut. Unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know how to say this nicely. There's no sugarcoating it. He's cooked. What an absolute nightmare for Nico Iamaleava. Almost guaranteed to make the playoffs again and make $2 million. NIL isn't the issue. His representation 100% screwed him over, and he will pay the price. Somebody sent this to me on Twitter. It's kind of interesting. What if Tennessee takes back Nico? Hypo lays down the rules for Nico's return and his family. Deal stays the same, but Tennessee builds in win-based incentives. Dad, I don't even know what that last part is. I'm just going to block that out. I don't know if this is a troll tweet or whatnot, but here's what this guy doesn't understand. There is no coming back from this. If you've ever been an athlete, you know how important the locker room is. He's lost that completely. That locker room would be, whew. You want to talk about toxic. That'd be understating it. It'd be, I don't even know what word I'd use to describe it. It'd be beyond a hot mess. Nico's not coming back. He could call Josh Heupel and beg to come back for free, and they wouldn't bring him back. It's to that point. I don't think there's any bad blood or anything, but the bridge is most definitely burned. As where it stands, though, with North Carolina and Tulane both dropping out within the past 36 to 48 hours, it's looking like UCLA is the only team left. That's what we know. I'm sure there's 4 to 5, 6 schools that are talking to him that we don't even know about. But it goes back to this. I'd have a hard time even thinking about what schools be interested in paying this young man $3 to $4 million. Even if a school were interested in giving him that money, they already got in most of them. They got their quarterbacks. For example, Alabama's going to have a new starter this season, but it's looking like that's going to be Ty Simpson. He's already QB1. Some people in this life have to be an example, and it's looking like Mr. Iamaleava is going to be the first example out of all of this. Many more things I could say. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. But